Hello everyone.
Hello stranger, it's been a minute since we last kicked. And by the way, just got in town, and I won't.
Welcome back to my channel. It's been quite a while since the last time I did a video just kind of sitting down, so I wanted to take advantage of one of my hobbies that I don't think a lot of people know about, but I am super into movies, films, whatever you want to call them, super into them. I pay attention to everything, from storyline to what camera they possibly used filming the movie. And one thing that I do take pride in and try not to gas myself up on too much is my choice and my pick in movies. I think I have a really good sense of like knowing whenever a movie is going to be super good or if it's going to be super bad. And so when I do watch movies, they end up so freaking good. I just really love movies and all of that whole kind of thing. So today I thought that I would show you guys a couple of the movies that I've watched so far in 2024. There's obviously so much more to come, but I wanted to give kind of a bit of a movie review on some super good movies that I have watched recently and recommend some to you guys, because let me tell you, some of these movies, not even some, all of these movies that I'm about to list, I would recommend to literally any of my friends, depending on what family, if anyone was to come to me for movie recommendations. A lot of my friends come to me like whenever, if they're going on a date or kind of just having a date inside, they always ask like, what movie should I watch? And I'll tell you, I always got them. They're always sufficed with the movie that I've recommended. And I thought, why don't I give you guys some movie recommendations? Because these are just the movies that I've watched so far in 2024, and it's only February whenever I am recording this, so let's get into it. The first movie that we have is Saltburn. Before we get into this movie, fucking life-changing. If you are a movie/film fanatic like me, you will love every single thing about this movie. The way that it's filmed, the way that the storyline is, the plot twist from off the bat. This got a 10 out of 10 review from me. It is a movie. It came out in 2023 and it's a psychological thriller / drama. A lot of these, that is a pattern that you're going to see in a lot of these movies that I am talking about coming up, is that a lot of them have the psychological aspect to it. I really like movies that kind of pick your brain and you kind of have to like piece some things together. So a lot of these movies are like that. Saltburn, 10 out of 10. You can watch this on Prime Video. My note that I have down, just personal little notes that I thought about the movie. This movie was so well made. I love movies that, like, I don't know if you've ever seen in some of the A24 movies, a lot of them, in some clips, some scenes, they'll use a certain lens where you can see like the person that obviously is like, you know, let's say they're like walking through the forest or something. You can see that person very clear from a up close perspective. The background, instead of it just being blurred, it's almost just like warped in a way. I love when movies are filmed like that. I don't know what it is. A lot of the A24 movies are like that, and I am so fond of A24 movies. The scenery, you'll get kind of from the clips that I'm gonna put in this video, but the scenery of Saltburn, I think that it was meant to be like located in some nicer parts of Ireland, but let me tell you, any place like that in the UK, absolutely beautiful. Saltburn itself, the estate, absolutely beautiful. Just a beautiful place to have a movie set, have that be like the main setting of a movie. Not even to mention the dinners that they have. Crazy. I'm actually planning for my upcoming birthday this year to have a Saltburn themed dinner party, just because their freaking dinner parties, crazy. Nobody did dinner parties like residents at Saltburn, okay? Nobody. Moving on to the next movie, we're moving on to The Killing of a Sacred Deer. This also stars Barry Keoghan. I think I'm saying his last name right, but this guy, he is the main guy that played in Saltburn, but he also plays a main character in this movie. Now, I literally just watched this movie today, and let me tell you, So good. It's a 9 out of 10 review from me. It came out in 2017. It's a horror slash mystery, but also has that psychological aspect to it. And if you want to watch this, you can watch it on Prime Video. I watched it today, and it's just one of those movies that you can't stop thinking about like days, maybe even weeks after you've watched it. It's still super fresh in my brain, obviously, but I know for a fact this movie, I will be thinking about it for the next couple days, just because it is just one of those movies that like gets in your head as you're watching it, because you're just so invested in what's going on, and just also like trying to figure out those psychological aspects of like what really is going on here. Great cast. Loved the way that the cast worked together. The color palette of this movie, let me tell you, I love me a good color palette in a film. We had some like cool blues and some grays and some like very, very pastel teals going on, a lot of grays, just very much so added to the aspect of the movie, and actually what was going on in the movie just went very, very well. Back to the storyline. The storyline is crazy. It'll have you on edge and like with that like unsettled feeling literally throughout the entire movie, just because there's so much going on. When you finally kind of like watch the end and see all of the events unfold for yourself, it's like all worth it. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time watching this movie, but at the end of it, it was like worth it. I was like, did that really just happen? Like, did I really just watch that happen? Those are normally like the best movies in my opinion. Up next is our first TV series on this list so far. It is called BaeVae. I gave this an 8 out of 10. The first season came out in 2022. There's 2 seasons. If you end up liking this after watching it, don't worry. There will be a 3rd season coming out this year. I was like freaking out because I was like, this show is so good. I need another season of it. Where is the 3rd season? And it should come out like towards the end of this year. But you can watch this on Hulu. The little notes that I made is that this show is very well made. It is very hectic, but it is based in a kitchen environment in the food industry. It gets very hostile, very aggressive, but the communication between the characters is crazy. So there is a lot of yelling throughout the series, but if you have worked in the food industry before, then you know. I think it's in season 2. I could be wrong, but I think that it's in season 2. There's a specific episode. It's the Christmas episode. There was like news coverage and like interviews done over this specific episode because of how like moving it was almost in a way. It just really covers the real life like family conversations that are sometimes had during the holidays, those very uncomfortable interactions that can sometimes happen during the holidays, but not even just that, but just like how crazy it can sometimes get after not seeing your family for a while and just kind of needing to step away for a moment. But that episode really, really covers that. If you do watch this show, I really encourage you to, when you are watching the Christmas episode, to really just like take it in and like just watch and kind of understand where everyone is coming from. Next, we have another TV series. This is one of my personal favorites. It is called The Great. I give this a 9 out of 10. There are 3 seasons of it. It came out in 2020, but because there are 3 seasons, the most recent one, I believe, is from either 22 or 23. It is a drama, and you can watch it on Hulu. This show is more for mature audiences, so you know, if you don't like vulgar language or like the raunchy type shows, this one's not going to be for you. But I just love the way that it's made. It's about Catherine the Great in Russia, but there's like a more modern and raunchy type take to it of telling her story, and I just love it. I think that it's so good. Some of the pieces and parts are not like 100% accurate, but just the way that they do take the true real parts of Catherine the Great and how she came to be, I really think they did a very, very good job on that. They found a way to tell a true story in such a modern way, especially when it was so long ago. Another thing is that I personally connected with a lot of the characters, a lot of the main characters, a lot of the characters that played a very key role in Catherine's life. Just the way that it plays out is just like crazy and insane to me. Before watching this, I hadn't really ever heard much on their stories, but from the true aspects of the show, I've learned a lot and found a keen interest in their stories. And even some characters in there that like you kind of feel like in the beginning like, oh, I really don't like this character. There's some that like I felt that way about in the beginning, and I was very, very surprised. I was pleasantly surprised at how I just grew to love them. The way that the show had ended was very good. When they ended season 3, they were not anticipating that to be the last season, but since then the show has gotten canceled, so that's about it for that show, which is very sad. But the way that they did end it and the way that they did leave it, it doesn't leave you like the story's unfinished. Like, when it ended, I was sad that the show was ending, but I was pleasantly surprised and pleasantly pleased with the way that they had ended the show. The way that it ended was very good for everything that happened throughout the show. I loved the humor and the atmosphere of the whole show altogether. Just all like, even like the costumes and everything, all the women in much Victorian gowns and just the castle itself, just beautiful. Up next, and also our last recommendation for today, is a TV series called Them. I gave this a 9 out of 10, came out in 2021, and it is a horror series. Horror. Notice the emphasis. And you can find this on Prime Video. I actually watched this like within the last 2 weeks. I was pleasantly surprised. Like, I didn't realize what I was getting myself into. Like, it didn't look as intense as it was. It's a crazy but realistic depiction of what life was like for a Black family living in a predominantly white neighborhood in the 50s. That in itself is crazy, but then there's also this dark side of all of it, which obviously in itself it's dark. This like dark demonic side to it is all just unbelievable. Like, the way that it all ties in together, the storyline and the way everything fits together with the little details mentioned throughout the series, they all come together at the end for a crazy realization, just because it's like that crazy and that like exciting almost to like know that it ended that way. As a movie person, like, I'm very passionate about certain movies and shows that I watch, and when I recommend them to friends and family, I like almost want to tell them what it's about, but that's the whole reason why I'm recommending it to them, so they can go and watch it. But I always get good feedback at the end of it, and they come back to me and they're like, I can't stop thinking about that. Like, I can't stop thinking about that movie. I can't stop thinking about that TV show. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a different video than I've done. I have a new video coming out. This video will probably go up before that, but I realized I haven't done a video just kind of sitting down, a calm, you know, chill little video. Like I said in my last video, my New Year's resolutions video, there are a lot of things coming your way on this channel, for the podcast, and just more things to come. So make sure to hit that subscribe button to become a part of the BaeVaes, because we have so much fun here. And if you don't believe me, go click on some of our other videos, because we have so much fun here, and there's proof in those, and there will be proof in more videos. And if you subscribe right now to become a part of the BaeVaes, you'll be here for whenever it happens. Make sure to hit the notification bell as well, because I don't have a regular like set posting schedule, so I just kind of upload whenever I upload. Make sure to go subscribe to the Couch Queers podcast, because that's where all episodes will be uploaded, and we have an episode coming out soon, so I hope that you guys are getting ready for that. If you guys aren't new here and you are a returning subscriber, I freaking love you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I am planning to make a couple more like this in the future, because like I said, movies and films, love them and could talk about them for hours. I'll leave this here with you guys, and I will give you guys the time to go and watch these movies and shows, because best believe, your girl, I got you. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you, new or returning. I will see you guys in the next one, and bye! It's just